How's it, guys? It's getting to that time of the year in this mid-island, and it's time to sort out the BRAAI. Now, that's obviously old classic Kodak with wee bit type fashion and kettle BRAAI. Great for when you're having big parties, but as you've got to try and take advantage of the weather in this country, and you've got 15 minutes to have a BRAAI. We've got the old trusty gas BRAAI, which was hand-me-down from the in-laws. Lovely little bit of kit, but certainly suits the purpose. But I was just thinking about tidying this up a little bit. We just gave it a bit of a spray at the end of the winter, just to actually, so it didn't look like a rust bucket that sat outside. And I'm just going to put like a little wooden chopping board on there. Easy little project, but just makes it look that much better, and it's also easier to manage your food when it's time to BRAAI. So just continuing on, just going to remove this. It's just on like a little sort of lock screws. As you can see, a slight sort of different shape, and in hindsight I didn't realize there was this curve to it. But bought this chopping board from Lidl for about, I don't know, a few quid. It was on special or something. I think that was at end of stock. So all I'm really going to do is draw an outline of what I need to do, cut down the sides. I'll probably leave this edge straight just to give it a nice bit of extra workspace, and then I'm just going to drill some holes and bolt it to it. Probably try and countersink the other side so you don't have like bolts going into your chow, and then that'll be pretty much that one. Not a big one, but just continuing on while we enjoy what is considered to be the best this country has to offer. Still don't understand why you Pohms go on holiday during summer. It's about the only time worth being here. Right, I bored the hell out of it. It's about as eye straight as possible. I'm not getting any sort of squares or anything out. This is literally just a bakshi. Drawn a little outline, and the plan is I'll just extend these lines here across the end, cut pretty much straight down, cut the other side. The other thing I'd say is that the way the BRAAI over there, it sort of like curves up like that towards the camera on that side. So over here on the inside, like I'm going to just cut on the inside of the line, and actually pretty much all the way around. I don't mind a bit of overhang on the right and the left. I can't go too far towards the top, because otherwise I won't be able to seat it in. Either that, or I've got to cut a taper into it, which well, I'll probably end up doing anyway, because I don't really cut straight that well. Cool. Yeah, let me get on with this. The old trusty DeVault out. Just gone for a standard wood bit that's going to leave as clean a finish as I can get. I'm a bit of a righty, so I'll probably cut this side first, up on the high side of my trusty workbench. Hasn't moved yet, and obviously I'll be pretty aware if I've touched my workbench, because I'll start seeing stone chips everywhere. But yeah, give me about a couple of minutes and we'll be on to the next part. That's one side done, and for some of you who are wondering how this clown was going to get around that corner, well, it wasn't going to be with the jigsaw, because I self-harmed there. So just went and got the old wood saw. Surprisingly cut quite a clean cut, but I think a bit of a belt sander won't tidy up in due course. I know that looks bad, but actually that's because it doesn't line up with the rest of that, so that's fine. I'm not worried about that. Two sides done, and we'll just do that little section. Might take advantage of the old angle capability of the jigsaw. Why the hell not? Well, got a nice sort of edge on there. Just obviously when you slow down in the turns, actually she wants to set fire to these bloody things. But hey, we're all learning. I'll just whack it with a bit of the belt sander, tidy up these pieces, and then we'll start drilling and putting it together. Well, normally I'm a massive advocate of path of least resistance, i.e. power tool the hell out of everything, but I have a very loose tool lending policy with a good friend of mine, and he's got my belt sander at the moment, so it's back to standard, sanding block, and start going through the different grain ratings of the sandpaper. figure start heavy till you get some of these edges off, and then we'll go from there. Right, so done a lap of it, flip it over, and that one needed most of the work. Going around, just gave that a little bit of a touch up. At the end of the day, it's just got to sit on a BRAAI outside. It's good enough for government work, happy with that. So I ended up going with some big concrete screws. I'm going to countersink them so that they go nicely, holding pretty fast. And then what I've done is I've just cut 2 of these, and I'm going to use them as back, and once those are in, I'm just going to grind them off, and then this should be pretty solid. Alright, so as you can see, these ones are quite nicely countersunk. Just needs to do a bit more work on those. And then I'll flip this over so you see where I'm getting to. Put that one in place, and then all I'm going to do, grind that off there, run that off there so kids can't get it done, and then just put this other piece, this one in there, like that. So pretty straightforward. Just going to basically drill the first hole, mark it in, second one, and then we should all be quids in really. In fact, I might as well just drill that one and then line it up. Yeah? Yeah. No. Okay, so all countersunk, flush, as you can see, and then flick that around. Now we just got a little bit of angle grinding. Those will be out. That should be solid as you like. Going back on. That's 2, 1 down, DeWalt, and some 3M cutting disc. It's not often I think I've done it good, but I think I've done it good, fellas. So let's get the last bits of thing falling out. Nice good finish. Strip some of that off. Let's see if I can hang this straight in there. That's that side pretty much hooked. Just gonna go to that side. And seated. And like it was almost made for it. Yeah, pretty happy with that. Pretty happy with that. Well done us.